can see the dirt on these cymbals from over there. Holy crap. I'll have the houseboy fired. Unskilled labor. What do you expect? Hey everybody, how's it going, eh? Todd the Cheap Drums Guy. Remember 1981? Well, actually, probably some of you weren't even born then. MTV. Remember MTV? Back in 1981, MTV was brand new. I don't know what the hell it is today, or even if it is still relevant. Back then it was quite relevant. Music all day, every day. Fantastic channel. And I was right there when Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles came on. The first video on MTV back in 1981. I think it was March, I'm not exactly sure. But from then on, for a few years, I was a steady watcher. And I liked everything. I mean, I was just getting into music then, and I didn't have a big solid repertoire of what I listened to. I was just kind of going with the flow and listening to whatever I saw on it. As I was raised, up until that time, I had to suffer through my mom's music, played over her stereo in the living room, and she played it very loud. And my whole life, I grew up listening to Neil Diamond and ABBA over that stereo, blasting. My dad put up with it because that's what Mom wants. Well, as long as Mom was happy, that's all that mattered. But now with MTV, I get to watch what I want to watch. And I think it was about 1983 sometime when I'm watching there one day, and there's this video comes on, this deserted desert highway, and this beautiful chopped 1934 Ford Coupe comes racing down the highway towards you and pulls into this gas station. Then this very simple but iconic beat kicks off, just as these three gorgeous chicks disembark that car. ZZ Top, right there on video. Now I'd known of ZZ Top up until that time because of some of the 78 vinyl records my brothers had. They had 1979's Deguelo album and 1973's Tres Hombres. That's all I knew. I'd never listened to them. I couldn't tell you a song of theirs if asked. But I'm watching the new, improved video age ZZ Top right here, right now, and I was blown away by it. Just outstanding. Never seen anything like it before. Millions had never seen anything like they'd bring into the screen before. And it started with this love affair with me and them ever since. Man, those were good days. So, 1969, the Vietnam War was escalating, and bands all over the United States were being affected because members were getting drafted. Lucky few escaped it for one reason or another, and three of those individuals were Mr. Billy Gibbons, Dusty Hill, and Frank Beard. Dusty Hill and Frank Beard were part of a band called the American Blues. Billy Gibbons was coming over from the Moving Sidewalks. Both bands were making names for themselves on the club scene in Texas at the time in the late 60s. One thing led to another, and in 1969, Billy Gibbons, Dusty Hill, and Frank Beard all came together and formed the band ZZ Top. And from 1969 onward, that would be their lineup up until just recently, where bassist Joseph Dusty Hill unfortunately passed away, but has since been replaced by their longtime guitar roadie or guitar tech, Elwood Francis. Over 50 years. Not too many bands can say that. Some bands can't even last a couple of months. Even after the first album, they're always breaking up to get issues. Freaking bunch of whiny little sissy musicians, all they are. But these guys kept going for more than 50 years, and they're still going today. And I think they attribute a lot of their success to all having different buses. When they travel on concert, they all have their own little space to get away from each other. Maybe that has something to do with it. But why Frank Beard? I've kind of wondered that question. You know, I've pondered that question for years and years and years. Why is he my music hero? Well, I guess it stems from 1986, graduating high school. And for my graduation present, ZZ Top was in the middle of their 1985 Afterburner tour, which was the album that preceded Illuminator. And they were just about 45 minutes north of us in a city called Charlevoix at a concert venue called Castle Farms, and they will be appearing there. So my friends and I all rented a limousine to take us up there. And there we are, front row center, with backstage passes, because the limo was late to pick us up because he was busy taking Dusty Hill, the bass player, somewhere, and Dusty felt bad that he was going to be a little late picking us up, so he gave us all backstage passes, which I've since lost in the last decade or so. There we are, front row center. On this stage, atop this dashboard of a car, the drum riser was shaped as the dashboard of a car, was this beautiful, beautiful double bass drum, Tama Art Star, and gloss black with these red flames on it. Absolutely stunning looking drum set. Peisty cymbals. And there was two guys with guitars in the front too, I guess. I don't know. I was paying attention to that drummer back there. And I don't know what it was about it. I just stared at him the whole time. Good looking dude, I guess. I mean, my boat doesn't paddle that way, but he's still a good looking guy, I guess. Permed hair, porn star mustache, sunglasses, had a cigarette going. Was drinking Tab Cola. I thought Tab it was gone a long time ago, but there he was drinking it. And every time I've seen him play, he was always drinking one of those. But he's just up there, getting the job done. Steady beat the whole way through, like a human metronome. He's not doing anything fancy. He's not showing off. He's not making an ass of himself. He's not losing drumsticks all over the place. He's just up there, doing the job, getting the work, making it happen until the next day. That's my kind of drummer. You know, I don't want to be that intricate guy doing these massive solos. I don't want to be that double bass monster just going to town. I'd rather just be the working man's drummer. And that's what Frank is. He just goes up there, no frills attached, nothing too fancy, just gets the job done, doing exactly what the job entails and what is needed. That's life as a concert drummer. They've spent most of their 50 plus years on the road, and these people really earned their miles, and it's pretty impressive. Now, Frank, these days, I mean, he's 73 years old. He's gotten up there in age, and if you've watched a band from like the beginning, how they play to how they are now, you know, decades down the road, there's a big difference. The songs are simplified and they don't put as much effort into it. And the same can be said for this band as well. But, you know, they're in their 70s. And you figure they played these same songs for decades. How could you? It drive you nuts after a while. But Frank was something else. Now, it wasn't until after I started, when I saw them on MTV, when Give Me All Your Lovin' first played, it blew me away. And like many people did, ran right out and bought the Eliminator. I bought the tape. I didn't buy the record. I bought the cassette tape. Once I got that one, I went out and bought the others. I think I bought El Loco next, which was their 1981, and my favorite album of theirs. Bought the first album, Rio Grande Mud, Tejas, Fandango, Deguelo, Tres Hombres, the whole list. I bought everything, even the greatest hits. I bought them all, and I sat there and listened to them. And the Frank Beard of old, and his early albums, was just something else. And his shuffles, very intricate drummer. Very intricate in the shuffle that he was playing, but not in his style. In his style, he's kind of a mushy drummer. And kind of like Alex Van Halen. I mean, it's not real intricate. It's a little mushy. That's how Frank played, but very distinctive grooves. And he didn't really do a lot of flashy solos. Now and again, he would surprise you. Even today, even in some of the live videos I've seen, now and then he'll kind of surprise you. Even at his age, he can knock it out really good. But back then, in the early days, in the mid-70s, nobody could touch his boogie-shuffle, and which comes from the song LaGrange. Everybody's heard the song LaGrange. Everybody knows that shuffle he does. I spent the last week down here trying to knock that shuffle out. Yeah, boy, you want to talk about a failure. Holy wow, that's pretty bad. Nobody can do it like Frank does. Nobody can do it as fluidly and as naturally as he. It's just like walking and chewing gum. It's just absolutely breathtaking to watch him do it. I've seen him close up doing that shuffle, and it's just like it's nothing. But I think the only way I'm going to actually be able to learn that is actually to reverse my drum set around and play left-handed, because I really have to spend more time with my working my left hand a little bit, because it's just not on par with the right. But man, I was trying to knock that shuffle out for this video forever, and it just didn't work out. But I did add a lot of songs to this, and I've actually probably, by the time this video actually plays, I probably deleted maybe 10 of the little bits of playing, and I've only kept a few of the stuff in here that I wanted. Most of which were the earlier stuff, because that's actually him playing on the albums. But who's playing on the newer ones? Huh. There's a mystery. Let's solve that mystery right now. I gotta get up. I'm so tired of fall already. Oh, God. Come on, boys, go potty. Hurry up. So, drums. Who plays the drums on their albums? Well, from 1969 to 1982, it's been Frank, Billy, and Dusty sitting around in the studio all playing together, as things should be. But 1982's Eliminator album recording was different. This was going to be a blockbuster. Billy Gibbons wanted this to be something special, and he wanted it perfect. So after everything was recorded, Dusty Hill, Frank Beard left, and Billy Gibbons and Lyndon Hudson and the other engineers hung around and rebuilt the Eliminator album, or what was to be the Eliminator album. Frank's drum parts were cut and replaced by a drum machine. Dusty Hill bass lines were replaced by a synthesized bass. Yeah, had to be perfect. So, after the completion of the album, they were all grouped back in together and they played Eliminator. And from the first opening beats of Give Me All Your Lovin', they knew something was up. Frank was pissed because he thought he'd been replaced by another drummer. But it was obviously a drum machine. Well, before a fight broke out, cooler heads prevailed. And from 1982 onward to today, on the albums that have been released, it hasn't been Frank playing at all. It's been either a drum machine or Billy Gibbons himself playing the drums. Crazy. Same thing with Dusty Hill and his bass. This is the way it's been. This is the arrangement Billy Gibbons and their manager Bill Ham arranged, that from there on out it was going to be their way. They wanted everything done a certain way, and it's going to, well, that's the way it's going to be. So since 1982, not one recording, not one of their albums since 1982's Eliminator have been all three of them actually playing. So, am I going to harbor any animosity toward Billy Gibbons, or do I, for what he's been doing since the early 80s? No. Billy Gibbons is a musical genius. I mean, he's a legend in the guitar world. ZZ Top is a legend in the music industry. Very few bands can claim their lineage. You'd say all the albums since Eliminator, I would have preferred to hear Frank and Dusty playing on them over a drum machine or a synthesizer. But who am I to say? Till now, Frank is 73 is still kicking it. When he's not on the road, he's home at his Top 40 ranch in Texas. He's got their own recording studio right there on the property as well. Lives on a golf course. Has a custom black golf cart he likes running around on when he's playing golf. Used to race Ferraris. Happily married. Has several children. Was divorced once also because drugs caused his first marriage to kind of implode. Went to rehab, got that taken care of, and has been clean ever since. Everyone makes mistakes. But, you know, as far as drummers go, Neil Peart is exceptional, intricate, absolutely wonderful at what he does. Alex Van Halen, as far as rock and roll and on the heavier side, does a fantastic job of what he does. But neither of them, to me, hold a candle to Frank Beard. Frank Beard's the working man's drummer. Down and dirty, gets the job done. No complaints. Goes home, comes back the next day and does it all over again. He's a regular guy. I don't know. If I was, I guess, a rock and roll drummer, that's exactly who I'd be. Every day I leave for work, go home, or go there, get the job done, come back home to my wife, do what I'm supposed to do. I'm a working man. That's the way it is. But that's just a little bit into Frank Beard and why he's been such a big part of my life, all my life. I know from the first moments of seeing him walk on that stage in Charlevoix, Michigan, in that huge Tama Art Start kit. Oh, and I forgot to mention, as soon as he gets up there, he starts shoving gum in his mouth too. I thought that was kind of funny for the rhythm, I guess. You know, chewing gum, I guess, helps him with his human metronoming. Man, I was just in awe. And I've seen ZZ Top 5 or 6 times since. And I always just sat there. And stared at Frank. Him and his beautiful drum sets. My God, they got to be $30,000, $40,000 a piece. Just amazing custom jobs. Wish I had that kind of coin. But I'm happy with what I got. It's not a lot, but it's mine. That's all that matters. But anyways, let me get up out of here. I got to clean the house a little bit, and I got a hell of a lot of leaves to pick up outside. So anyways, I'm Todd, the Cheap Drums Guy. You people have a great week. And be good to each other. Or I kill you.